So I propose we start with Christian from the Jedo app from Lebanon. Please, the floor is yours. I don't want to take much time here. I really want you to explain your project, and then everyone will be able to ask questions at the end of the presentation, okay? The floor is yours.
Thank you, Christine. So just a question, Christine, are we expected to, is it suggested or preferred to share a presentation, or we can just do it kind of,
So if you have a presentation you want to share, you can share it. Otherwise, you can simply explain, with your own voice, what Jedo app is about, and then the challenges.
Is there kind of a suggested format? Because I'm comfortable with both.
Let's ask Seevana. Rachid, do you expect to share a presentation?
I'm personally not. I had no idea we could, so I don't have one prepared. But yeah.
No, then in this case, I'll just stick to just presenting this.
From my side, I have some slides. So.
Okay. Well, yes. I'll just present very few slides, just kind of the some of the kind of standard slides that we share. So let me start by sharing my screen. Let me see. Okay. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes, perfect. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah. So thank you, Christine, and everyone for taking the time. We're very glad to be part of this this kind of discussion today, to kind of share with you, part of our experience, and also listen to it, to also kind of just share thoughts and get inspiration from across the Mediterranean. To tell you a little bit more about Jedo, first of all, I'm Christian. I'm the founder, I'm the co-founder and CEO of Jedo. And in a nutshell, Jedo is a mobile application that provides an AI assistant for local explorers who want to explore their own country. And this AI assistant acts as a personal pocket guide that helps explorers find, plan, and book their trip in a matter of seconds. And this started because we all know that weekends, are very nice ways of disconnecting, but they also bring with them their fair share of trouble of trying to find, what to do and where to go. And this is something that I started, kind of facing when when my wife and I, Michelle, started when we got married. And kind of this is kind of that what led us to kind of dig deeper into this kind of problem, where we discovered that local explorers tend to overspend when they go on when they use booking platforms, third booking platforms like Expedia, or these platforms, which are very good for booking, obviously, but they're not actually very good in helping explorers understand the local culture, empathize with that local culture, and just feel like they're locals wherever they go, which is a very big ask. And especially recently, we hear a lot of people saying that they prefer to actually 70% of travelers are looking for experiences more than just investing in buying stuff. And 80% of locals especially can't find where to go and what suits their taste, besides the fact that over planning is becoming an issue and overspending is becoming an issue with those third-party booking platforms. On another note, we also noticed that, that's in more detail, but also holistically, we noticed that quality time is becoming expensive. And it's very hard to have quality time where you can really, feel and kind of connect with local cultures in a deep way. And this is kind of what led us to work on Jedo. So yeah, what we're building? What we want to build is a platform that makes disconnection and spending quality time as simple as finding your next Netflix series, regardless of your budget, regardless of your taste or your time, and without really worrying about a single thing. And so what we did is we built this AI engine that provides you that is available on the app, so you can use it, and it will give you 3 different suggestions for different trips that you can have. And if you don't want to go through the AI itself, you even have AI generated trips that are already available and predefined on the app itself. Once you find the trip that you're looking for, you can save it and use the pocket guide for free. And for a small additional price, you can book the whole trip through the app. This is optional, so anyone can use the app and use Jedo as their personal pocket guide. But if they want to book it, it's available there. And that was just the start, really. We really kind of went all the way in to help local explorers kind of understand, what they have and kind of how to explore their country, starting from Lebanon, of course. So we did this with exclusive discounts. We did this with an open directory of all of the local businesses in all of the villages with history and deep information about each of those attractions for free. We invited all of the businesses to be available on the platform free of charge, and we even work with bookings on a very minimal fee. So to basically throughout this process, so although we launched Jedo in 2022, in May 2022, but the initial iteration was slightly different than this. It was much more. It was much closer to what Expedia is now. So it was a marketplace of guided trips, which is really nice. But again, locals who want to explore their country, and even travelers. I mean, I'm talking locals because locals are our first. They're our first kind of our primary audience, but we also address travelers, of course. But all of them share their need for flexible trips that don't really have a specific time where they have to wake up. So guided trips that are provided through Marketplace just don't fit anymore. So with this new self-guided model that we introduced to the market and AI, we launched this model in April 2023. And since April until September, we invested $800 in marketing only. And in this period, we were able to achieve 28% growth month over month with over 15,000 downloads. We served over more than 1,000 customers and reached 43% retention after 30 days. So after 30 days of downloading Jedo, people were still using it, which I think is I'm very proud of the work that the team has made, because it's a strong indicator of how this is different from your regular Expedia or other platforms where retention is an average 5%. So, with that, we kind of started growing and developing further. And throughout all of this phase, we are still, to answer some of the questions that, that basically we've been bootstrapping this whole time. We've only received some kind of small investments from friends and family that raise up to about $70,000. We use this mainly to understand, to speak with the market, speak with people, understand what they're looking for, which was very helpful, obviously, and yeah, just develop the product, develop the technology, and I think I think we're all aware of the challenges, the financial challenges, and the whole situation in Lebanon. So I think the growth that we made with so little marketing budget and so little time, I think is at least for us, it showed us that there's a clear indicator of a sustainable business model. But obviously this is not enough. We're now looking into more partnerships. We're now looking into obviously fundraising in order to grow our market and be able to increase our marketing budget and grow to new markets. And some of the partners that we're looking for to work with, there's quite a few, but mostly it's government entities, destination management organizations, and car rental companies, with whom we started working with few. So we're now a key partner for UNDP in developing the national strategy for Lebanon, for tourism in Lebanon. We also are in discussions with USA to be a key partner for technology and data, to provide them with technology and data. We're also working with Avis and Allo Taxi, which are two of the leading rental services in Lebanon, to partner up with them. And another thing that we're now focusing on is obviously exporting Jedo as a service to other countries. Christine, please let me know if I'm over time.
Yeah, I don't know. My chat is, I can't find the chat, but you have 1 minute left.
Okay, so
you can wrap up, and I have a couple of questions for you.
Super quick then. So now we are we are launching in Saudi Arabia. So we announced this on LinkedIn and our social platforms last month. We're actually we identified an opportunity in Saudi Arabia, which is different to kind of our initial. After visiting Saudi Arabia for quite a few times, we were impressed with the local culture and the beautiful energy that is there for people to kind of show this kind of transition in mindsets and in what's happening. So we acquired a small company there, startup. It was a strategic acquisition, and we're launching our operations there. And with that operations, we're also maturing our technology to go global in beginning of 2025. And finally, we are a team of 10, mostly based in Lebanon, but are fully remote. I think one of the things that led us to kind of grow is the team that is pretty much there's so many different skills and from that people coming in from so many different backgrounds, but I think what really united us is a very solid culture that we embedded even in this fully remote team of commitment to a healthy working environment where it's okay to fail, where it's okay to where we're welcome to experiment, and where transparency focused on growth is key in the day-to-day. And
may I jump in with one of my first questions? As you're talking about the team, and I think, as I work with the different sub-grants, and I think a main common trouble or problem or difficulty is to find a good team or find the right profile to work in your team, right? As an entrepreneur, you need someone that's able to do almost a bit of everything. So I don't know if there is any tips you would like to give to our participants here. Most of I see entrepreneurs on what's the key to find the right team.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you're absolutely correct, Christine. It's one of the most important elements of just having a solid business and building a sustainable business as well. And I've seen this actually with quite a few. I was on a discussion a few weeks ago with an incubator in the Netherlands called Forward Incubator, they work with forcibly misplaced entrepreneurs, and I think they also kind of had a lot of those discussions with their entrepreneurs about the importance of having the right people on board. And I think one of the key lessons that we learned through our experience, we've had a lot of people who came in and came back and left and went on beautiful career paths. But I think one of the key learnings that we acquired so far is to be patient with our hiring and with our recruitment efforts, and not really jump into the first good candidate that seems to be that offers their services to us. So really taking our time to getting to know the people, getting to know the person, and see if our visions to what we're building align, and the ways of working also align. I think this is very important, just to make sure that we build the right the right dynamic to work in.
Thank you so much. So as I wrote in the chat, anyone that has questions for Christian, please, you can write them in the chat. If we have time at the end of listening to all the best practices today, we will open it to open questions just in this chat. And also remember that we have the networking fluid space where you can go and find the person you want to talk to specifically, okay? So without any further delay, I will pass the mic to Seevana Hawari. Seevana, you're here with us?
Yes, hello guys. Awesome. So I don't have a presentation prepared, but I will share my screen at the end to show you a few features on my website. So I'll do that towards the end. So without further ado, I will get started. Thank you all for having me today. It's a pleasure to be on this panel. My name is Seevana. I'm the founder of KUVRD, an Arab heritage lifestyle brand. When I was younger, I would visit refugee camps in underserved communities in Jordan and notice the lack of employment. Rather, these individuals would rely on aid and not really support their families financially. And I really wanted to do something about that. Although I lived in North America, I had a goal to start a brand that supported underserved communities in Jordan. Alongside that, I noticed a lot of fast fashion retailers in North America taking our heritage, our culture, and our prints and just slapping it on a t-shirt without any link to our rich heritage. And for me, that just didn't sit right. Alongside that, my family factory has a keffiyeh factory that dates back to the 1950s and currently operates in Jordan. So I felt that Jordan would be the best spot for me to produce all my garments and really show the impact that we are currently creating. And that's when I decided to come up with a solution and create opportunities for underserved communities and refugees. And that's when KUVRD was born. Our vision is to be the leading ethically and sustainably made Arab heritage lifestyle brand in the diaspora, with a mission to connect consumers globally to the Arab heritage through socially conscious apparel by creating skillful employment opportunities. To date, KUVRD has employed over 21 refugees in underserved communities, including locals in Jordan. Our core team consists of 7, and they are scattered around the globe, where they're scattered in North America, Canada, and even Jordan. Now, more than ever, consumers are being more and more conscious with their purchases and want to support ethically and sustainably made brands. Currently, KUVRD operates in a hybrid model. We currently donate 8% of our sales to humanitarian aid, and currently we are aiding Gaza. And in 2023, we donated over $45,000 to humanitarian aid to support those most in need. Alongside that, we support underserved communities through sustainable employment opportunities in order for them to provide to their families and feel a sense of independence. We want these individuals to feel that they're able and they're capable to work and provide to their families. Alongside that, we launched our Cut 'em by KUVRD program about 3 years ago, and this is where we have all our community initiatives. And this year, we will be focusing on capacity building and training workshops for our current artisans that we work with in order to enhance their skills, where KUVRD would benefit, as well as the artisans and seamstresses would benefit alongside that, where they can actually seek employment other than KUVRD and really strengthen their skills. This outcome allows us to have a higher quality control with less damages. Currently, this is something we struggle with, where we receive a bunch of new pieces in our DC in Canada, and we noticed that around 7% last year were damaged, and we want to eliminate that by creating skillful training opportunities. We also use authentic fabrics from our family factory that dates back to the 1950s. Our family factory produces keffiyehs and other textiles that we use for our collections. We also eliminate waste by recycling threads that are no longer needed in our factory to create our rainbow keffiyehs that are currently sold out on our website. KUVRD currently has 2 target audience, which is our customers, our end users that are based in North America, Europe, and the Gulf region, and the age range is between 18 to 34 years of age, with 60% of our sales accounting within that age group. Our top region at the moment is the US with 66% of our sales, and Canada at second at 24%. So the future for KUVRD is to continue our current operations and expand and impact more individuals and underserved communities in Jordan. We also launched our Palestinian Culture Preservation Project that aims to facilitate workshops in the diaspora as well as in our studio in Amman, Jordan. These workshops are aimed to connect individuals that may not be so in touch with their Arab roots, or individuals that are interested in learning more about the Arab heritage, where they're able to have a collective community space and connect with individuals while connecting to the Arab heritage. So at the moment, we're aiming to have a storefront in North America in order to facilitate these workshops, as well as have a community space that's safe for individuals to connect with. You can help support KUVRD and its projects by purchasing from KUVRD.ca. That's KUVRD.ca. You can also learn more about our current projects on Karam by KUVRD, also found on our website. So I just want to highlight that currently, we are donating 8% of sales to our humanitarian aids. Currently, we are aiding Gaza during this ongoing genocide that's happening. I do want to share my screen and just show you a little bit about how our website is and how it is, how we navigate, and how you're actually able to see the exact dollar amount that you will be donating, because we're aiming to be more transparent with our operations. So just give me a second. I will be sharing my screen.
Sure, no worries. Congratulations, it's a very nice story and project. While you share your screen, just bring you a question. Can you tell us how many employees do you have at the moment? And then I understand you're in North America, Canada, you're also in Jordan. So what's your secret, let's say, from being an entrepreneur or like already a built company now to manage this human resource you have all over the world?
Yeah, it's definitely not easy. So we have a strong team, an amazing team that's very passionate about the cause, and that's what drives us. These individuals are very passionate about giving back, very passionate about the Arab heritage. Currently, our core team consists of 7 individuals, and they're scattered around Canada, America, Jordan, and Syria. So we actually have individuals that are our lead designers in Jordan. We have graphic designers in both the US and Syria. In Canada, we have logistics, financial roles, as well as myself, which I am the creative director. And I overlook, all marketing, design, operations, and it is challenging, but we stay organized through project management platforms. We use a platform called Miro, which is really great for visualizing projects. As long as there's strong communication, it's really, you're able to achieve the sky's the limit. So it's just very important and crucial to stay organized throughout the process. And technically, today is actually our birthday. So it's actually 6 years from when KUVRD was actually started. And I actually started it in my 3rd year of university, and I went to fashion school in Toronto. So it's great to see it come to life, and it's not easy. It's technically 4 years. We were incorporated 4 years ago, but the idea and the vision came to life when I was in my 3rd year of university, which was 6 years ago. It feels like it was just yesterday, but I think it's just really important to kind of not lose motivation, because it's a very complex business model with lots of moving parts, and working with different walks of life is also a challenge. So for me, you have to kind of adapt to different cultures and be able to understand that, okay, individuals in US and Canada work a lot differently than individuals in Jordan. It's just really important to understand cultural differences as well.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, for sure. So I will just quickly show you a random product page. So actually, I'm wearing the Viva Palestina shirt, which is this one, and 100% of proceeds actually go to Gaza for the Orphan Kind program, which is supporting orphans in need. But I just want to show you a product. Let's just do this one. So this product actually tells you the exact amount that will be donated. So from the 116, you'll be donating 928, which accounts for 18% of sales. So individuals are able to see the exact dollar amount on the website. And when you add it, you're able to add additional donations, which goes to our charity partner, Human Concern International. So people have been so generous and have been donating, and we've been able to raise such a large amount, which we're very proud of. And, it wouldn't have been possible without our community. And we're trying to be also a lot more transparent. So when you press learn more, it takes you to the page that project we're currently funding. Of course, we're not funding educational programs in Palestine right now, but we are doing, the zero hunger and emergency relief. Of course, education is not the most priority right now. We want to be able to support Gaza in such a very hard, difficult time through, food, partial donations, as well as emergency relief.
Thank you. It's impressive. Congratulations. And I think it's great that, you have this amount of transparency, because many times we know what part is going to help, but then now they can actually see the real impact of their purchase. And then on the other side, congratulations for your project. So I'd say it's a couple of years now and a team. And for all of the speakers today, I would like you to answer at the end of this session. I would like you to tell us what percentage of your human resource actually freelancer, or whether you've managed to have long-term contract, because we do see this as a challenge for entrepreneurs and in the cultural and creative industry, the legalization, let's say, and the sustainability of job creation. Okay, so in order not to take too much time, so for everyone, Seevana will be available through this chat, also in the networking event, and also at the end of this session, where I want to have time for questions and answer and conversation between us. So now I give the floor to Rachid Ennassiri, Rachid from Meteor Airlines from Morocco. Rachid, are you here?
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Well?
Seevana, can you stop sharing your screen?
So try to share my screen.
Yes, we can see. Can you do full screen?
Yeah. Can you see full screen right now?
No, we still see the PowerPoint, like the backstage of PowerPoint, let's say.
Okay. What about now?
You need to click on the little, like on the.
Okay, I will try again.
Or you can do as well as do presentation mode before you start sharing your screen.
Yeah. 1 moment.
We have 13 people in this session, so people are interested and staying. Thank you, everyone, really, for being here. And I will try to make time for a general conversation between us at the end of this presentation. Yeah, try to click here.
Is it full screen right now?
No, I think you're only sharing the PowerPoint one, and like you're sharing only one window instead of your full screen.
Mm.
Otherwise, you can just go down slide by slide, where you will still see.
Okay.
It's just not full screen, but.
Yeah. Okay, thank you so much. I'm very thrilled to join you in this pertinent conference. I'm Rachid Ennassiri from Morocco. I'm the manager of Meteor Airlines, which I'm happy to introduce you today. What I will try basically to cover today is two aspects, talking about Meteor Airlines, its vision, its objectives, members, starting points, our record. And I will touch on a little bit on our recent release, which is an album specifically dedicated on climate change in Morocco. Second pillar, as wished by the organizers, is a little bit on economics and internationalization efforts of the band. So the division of the band, as I said, we are Meteor Airlines, created in 2016.
Sorry, Rachid, we don't see your slides moving down.
Okay. Still now?
No, try to click on the second one.
Yeah, I am actually in the second one.
Yeah, that's because we're not seeing your screen where you're presenting. We see the other PowerPoint screen. So maybe stop sharing, and then when you start sharing again, you choose the entire screen, the last on the right option. Okay, here we see the second one now.
Okay, so I think I will leave it like this, because when I put full screen, it doesn't give anything for you, I assume.
Okay, yeah, it's fine.
Okay, so I said Meteor Airlines, created in 2016. It's a Moroccan Amazigh rock band from Tinghir, southeast of Morocco. We are dedicated to revisiting and fusing the Amazigh poetic. Amazigh means Berber, for the ones who are not familiarized with the word. So we are focusing on revisiting and fusing our Berber poetic and musical heritage with contemporary rock beats, addressing cultural erosion and disconnection among Amazigh/Berber communities, while trying to create globally resonating music that honors our cultural heritage, particularly in the Moroccan context. The journey with Meteor Airlines is driven mainly by three core objectives. First one is humbly trying to create a new style, as I said, by fusing traditional Amazigh music with contemporary rock, showcasing by this approach the rich diversity of the Moroccan Amazigh culture. And for us, it's a question of positioning ourselves in the music industry as what we labeled as Amazigh rock innovators, and trying to leave a lasting impact both in the Moroccan and international musical scene. The second objective is on cross-cultural understanding. What we compose and write as poetry, try to foster cross-cultural dialogue and appreciation, using our music as a bridge between different generations and cultures. And third objective is doing our part with regard to socio-economic development through our music, with our best to engage and empower communities, providing our platform, Meteor Airlines, to celebrate the cultural identity while generating socio-economic recognition for this contribution to the creative and musical landscape. Our members who are full-time on this entrepreneurial music initiative, they are purely musicians, as you can see. Farid and the guitarist Khalid as well, Ahmed, who is the lead guitarist and vocalist, Ayub, drummer, and Adnan Alwardi, the bassist. Noting that we have two additional part-time staff, who is the videographer / photographer and the sound engineer. And of course, there are many fans and supporters who we consider as voluntary staff who provide a lot of support when it is needed. So the starting point of our music is actually with what we have. Our musical innovation starts with what we have in Morocco. In this case, as I emphasized earlier, begins with our roots, begins with the traditional forms of artistic and cultural expression we have in Morocco. For example, for instance, traditional dances, what we call in Morocco, ahidous, ahwash. So this heritage is very rich in terms of rhythms and sometimes in terms of poetic images and expressions. Unfortunately, they are limited to certain regions of Morocco, and they are not really exposed internationally to gain the visibility deserves. That's why we, as Meteor Airlines, we consider that as our starting point. Our added value actually is the music talents that we have within the band to try to take out this heritage from its locality to become more heard regionally and internationally. So using this approach, we have succeeded so far in crafting many songs since 2016. We have until today 28 songs that have been actually composed, written, recorded, mixed, mastered by the members of the bands themselves. And these productions allowed the band to play so far in 25 music performances in different territories and regions of Morocco. So building on this effort, we aim to continue in this way by seeking opportunities, particularly to perform what has been created, which take a lot of time for sure, while continuing, of course, to pursue our mission, which is to create music in the basis of our philosophy as presented. As I mentioned in the second slide, we recently released our new album, which makes part of the 28 songs that I just mentioned. The album was funded by the US Department of State, and it explores the dual themes of preservation and survival amidst climate change. The album talks specifically about the climate vulnerability and resilience of Morocco's Amazigh communities. It is composed of 9 songs. Each song talks about a specific issue, climate issue in Morocco, being it the vulnerability of ecosystems such as the oases, the argan forests, water issue as well. So through music, we try using our native language to push people using music, of course, to do something to protect what they can protect in their respective communities. So the album is available in all streaming platforms on YouTube, etc. So do not hesitate to take a look. So this is the first part. The second part is about economics and internationalization, where I will try actually to give some input on how we survive, how we keep going, doing music based on our business strategy. Then a little bit on our ambitions regarding our dream, let's say, to internationalize the efforts of Meteor Airlines and make it more visible. So the business strategy actually is built on a multi-faceted approach that enable us to be financially sustainable over time. As you can see in these slides, we have different sources of revenue for the band. As I said, that keep the band making music, as all the musicians are full-time music. We have revenues from live concerts and events that we take part on, music sales and stream revenue as well, which is the second pillar. Donation and grants from cultural organizations. And these grants, of course, they are based on concrete projects that the band deliver using music, such as the album that I just touched on. Workshops that our musicians offer, particularly to emerging bands, training on music production process, on mastering, on mixing music, on filming, etc. We have a merch where we sell basically the t-shirts of the band, CDs, vinyls, and other promotional items featuring the band's music style and identity. Finally, is about licensing and synchronization deals with some specific TV programs who use the band's music for their respective work as well. Another revenue which is not mentioned here, but it's still ongoing. It's about the copyright for the band, copyright revenues. from the concerned office or institution here in Morocco. I assume there are similar institutions in other countries. And this revenues is basically came from the use of our music, for example, in the national radios, in the official TV, but also for the different uses of our own music by different organizations. Talking about the impact, as I mentioned earlier, we have full-time jobs which are basically within our bands, but we assume that we have a direct and indirect impact economically. A first direct impact is about the temporary jobs we create, particularly when we are touring. For example, during January, we have toured in 8 cities, and there is a new number which is not reflected in this slide. 25 temporary jobs was for last year, 2023. Temporary jobs which are mainly on the ecosystem that we impact thanks to the music of the band. Talking, for example, about the music equipment companies, lighting, etc. So in January, a new number that has been created is 70 temporary jobs, as we have toured in 8 cities in Morocco most recently. If a second aspect, I think, on our impact, if we look at the music videos of Meteor Airlines, you can see that there is a diversity of landscapes that we film through Morocco. And this is for us a way to promote the tourism capabilities of Morocco. And so far we heard good feedbacks about how these videos can promote the capabilities of, especially of the region where we come from in the southeast of Morocco. A recent figure as well of our impact.
Rachid, we need to go toward the conclusion.
It's there is the final slide after this one. So another impact is through our new album, which in 3 weeks reached 400,000 people. And this is for us already what we consider as a raising awareness through music on climate crisis in Morocco. On internationalization, I think it's the ambition of every music entrepreneurship initiative. As I think Christian and Seevana mentioned, we are open for collaboration and seeking partnership to make the internationalization a reality for Meteor Airlines. Thank you so much, and sorry if I was long, and happy to answer any questions.
No worries, Rachid. Thank you so much for this presentation. It is amazing to see how from a music band you go into different sectors. So you go into tourism, you go into culture, you go into, and then you create an entire business around a music band. So very congratulations. I know several people have questions for you. I've seen some are in the chat already. I will, however, go directly to Rym Jâafra to have her presentation, and after that I'll ask everyone to open their camera, and if there are any interactions or some questions between we're 15 here, so I think it's manageable. Okay, so Rym, the floor is yours. Thank you, Rachid.
Thank you so much, Kristen. I'm so happy today to be with you at the Create for Med conference, and I introduce myself. My name is Rym Jâafra. I'm a Tunisian artist, comics creator, and the co-founder of the social company Couscous Publishing House based in Tunisia. Our social company was co-founded by me and artist Christine de Visser in 2012. And when I was a child, I have a big dream to be a comics creator. I used to draw every day in my room. I loved comics, and I loved creating and writing scripts alone and with my mom. And so dream come true. And so we launched the project of a magazine of comics in 2021. So the magazine is for children aged between 6 and 11 years old. And we sold the magazine at a price of €1 in public primary schools. So the magazine aims to educate children to tolerance and acceptance of difference and intercultural dialogue. And so far we have sold 45,000 copies in public primary schools located at marginalized and difficult neighborhoods in the capital Tunis, Sousse, Nabil, Bizerte, Ariana, Benarouz, and the magazine, it faces a huge success among children. And the amazing part in our project is that we artists, we travel in each school and we give 20% of the sale price of the magazine to ameliorate its infrastructure. And so far we have given 4,700 euro to schools to ameliorate the infrastructure and buy supplies, and we check the funding amount by ourselves, we artists, when we go to school and make intervention. And so far we made a partnership with the Ministry of Education to be able to intervene in classrooms and talk about our work to school, to children directly in classrooms. And that's amazing, because when we see children loving what we do, and they told us one day they want also to become artists when they grow up, and that's amazing and makes us very happy. So far we have many comics published in the magazine. We have the comics of Sami, a little boy who traveled through civilizations such Mayas, Egyptian civilization. He traveled by a magical computer back in time. And also we have an objective for the year 24-25 is that we are going to address the environmental issues and raise awareness about the protection of environment by using comics. And we are going to publish comics Jedo and Zahra. It's about the protection of the biodiversity by using comics. So Jedo, little boy who travel in Busaid village. It's a beautiful village in the north of Tunisia, and then the child will discover a fantastic story about the protection of biodiversity. And for our mission and objective, also activities and reach out, why not to sell the magazine in Morocco, Algeria, Libya, why not, and the South Mediterranean, Italy, Spain, and that's our dream. And we want to reach 100,000 copies in 5 years. And that's our objective for the next 5 years. And already we have hired 6 employees. We have 3 under contracts, and we have young women and who works in graphic designer with us. And what is amazing about what we do is that we work on digital tools such as Wacom Cintiq Pro. With this device, our young artists will be able to draw directly on computer and to gain time and to produce a high quality content. So I want to share with you some of our works. So I want to show you the magazine and the cover. Just 1 minute. Okay, I will share the cover. Okay.
No worries, take your time. Just a heads up for all the speakers while Rym is doing the technicalities. Please think about what was a big challenge in your entrepreneurship journey. Go ahead, Rym, you can start sharing the screen. Think about the big challenge, and then what you did to overcome it. A game changer, really, in your entrepreneurship journey. Something that was a game changer. So by this, I believe it's like a big challenge, and then the solutions you found to overcome it. Are you managing to share your screen, Rym?
I'm actually sharing it. I think it's okay. I'm going to show you the magazine. Okay, I will show you the first issue. This is it. So this is the third issue. If you've seen it, yeah. So what is amazing is that in the next issues also we are going to share works of young comics creators from Tunisia, and the works of women. Also, we encourage women's creators of comics to share their works with us, and we will be able to hire more young women cartoonists also in the future. And that's amazing, because in Tunisia we have very many challenges. Is that in the industry of comics and culture publications, we have many challenges, and we have the lack of publishing houses who publish it for young artists. And it's not easy to find a publishing house who publishes for young artists who do not have the experiences, and to encourage them to publish. And specifically for the industry for children, we don't have a Tunisian magazine of children in Tunisia. All magazines in sale in libraries are foreign magazines, such Majid. We have Picsou, but Picsou it's very expensive for children who lives in popular neighborhoods. And we want to democratize the industry of the publishing and comics in Tunisia. And what is amazing is that when we travel to schools and we see the impact of our magazine to improve lives and to improve infrastructure in schools, we are so happy to see directors using the given amount to improve, to buy supplies or to ameliorate classrooms for the children. And that's our mission, and we love what we do. We are passionate what we do, and that's very important for the future, and to be able to improve our system in Tunisia and the industry of comics and publishing. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Rym. And I think it's great in your project and in the others we heard. I don't know if the participants noticed, but all of you have a social component in it, which comes almost naturally, right? Because for you found a selling point, which was all the schools. And then from that same selling point, you're giving back with charity, let's say, or to improve the infrastructure of the schools. So very congratulations. I'm so happy we've had such a great, mix of artists. We've had technology, music, fashion, writers. So this is what the creative and cultural industry looks like. Thank you very much for your contribution. I'll ask you to turn on your camera. Even participants, if you desire to turn on your camera, please do so. And I would like, if I can go directly to Christian, to our first presenter today. Do you want to, if you can tell us about this game changer in your entrepreneurship journey?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think, we can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Awesome. So yeah, I think one of the, I mean, I'm not going to take a lot of time, but just very quickly, I mean, with some, I think there's some challenges that happen with building digital solutions. One of the key challenges of building digital solutions is being able to get something, to product market fit. So building a solution that, people really really want and actually need in their day-to-day, or in their lives in general. And that posed a very big challenge for us and for many reasons. One is because building, a solution that is for tourism but not for travelers, as kind of on its first level. We had a challenge of trying to explain that to our users, but then the challenge was also to identify what is it that we're going to build. But eventually we had a lot of advisors. We have a lot of advisors in the company, a lot of people who have years of experience in tourism, and in tech and in startups, and that was very helpful. But I think what really solved this for us, although we spent a lot of months trying to kind of doing several types of experiments and seeing what would work, but what really solved this to us is really sitting with our users and speaking to them directly, face to face, being very clear that this is not, we're not evaluating you, you are evaluating us, so there's no right or wrong. And just I think, speaking with them was key, and also understanding how to speak with them without pitching, our product to them was just a game changer to us. So speaking to them in the context of understanding how they experience going out and how they experience new cultures in general, starting from this kind of foundation, and then kind of trying to find the solution without them actually saying, yes, this is what we want. I think that was a game changer for us.
Okay, thank you. So really from the feedback from the target group and from the target customer. So now if I can go to Rachid, since you were in the music industry, how was your main challenge and way to overcome it?
I think there are maybe three main challenges. First one, I can say the cultural resistance, because for the ones who knows Morocco, particularly from the southeast, to tell someone that I will revisit the cultural heritage using rock, it will tell you are crazy. So there was a lot of work to educate the ears of the listeners that it's possible and listenable to do it. But also ensure that the essence of the Amazigh culture can be preserved in this approach, while can be appealing to both generation, including younger generation. Second is the financial sustainability. I think maintaining financial sustainability within a music band, especially within Meteor Airlines, was a challenge. So addressing that, as I presented in the presentation, was by diversifying the revenue streams in a transparent way. And this is an important pillar for the sustainability of a band. Then the national and global outreach. I think in the region, I don't know, but talking about Morocco, the offer of where, because at the end of the day, the life of a band is when it performs its music on stage. So addressing that took a lot of time as well, because the first challenge was to create first music, then mitigating the access to festivals by extensively applying to festivals nationally and internationally, while collaborating with record labels who have access to festivals. So this combination actually made Meteor Airlines, and it is evolutive as we go forward to the internationalization phase of the band.
Great, thank you. So diversification of sources of income and of activity. Also, I noted the workshop you do, which I thought, well, I would love to learn more on that. We don't have that much time, but we'll definitely read through it. And then your best practice as well, of correct. So we'll hear more from you. Seevana, the floor is yours. Please let us know about one of your main challenge.
Yeah, so since I started the brand at such a young age, when I was 20, a challenge was delegating work. That's one of the challenges, being able to kind of grow my team. I was such a perfectionist that I really felt like I wanted to do everything, for the brand, but it's really not possible if you want to scale and grow your brand. So I learned over the years that delegating tasks and being able to have a team to kind of bring the vision to life, and the right team, it is really essential. Another challenge that I had, and it turned into, once I solved it, it was a really big change, and that was being able to connect with NGOs, local NGOs in Jordan, to support with recruiting our artisans and our seamstresses to support us with the work that we are doing. So building those connections did go a long way. We were able to secure, at least 10 of our artisans from NGOs that have also previously done capacity building workshops, so they were ready to work with us, and that really did solve and close the loop of our quality control. It did decrease it, but again, we do want to continue that and continue our training workshops and provide those to our current artisans. So I think the biggest change was building relationships and networking in order to recruit individuals, especially because I'm not always in Jordan. I spend about 30 or 40% of of my year in Jordan, so not a huge drastic time. So obviously building relationships and having my employees in Jordan connect with them was a huge change maker.
Thank you. I know Wafai is here, and she has a similar, different but similar business idea and business going on. Rym, if you're still with us, if you want to share with us your main challenge and your way of overcoming it.
Yes, of course, Christian. I think the main challenges that we faced actually for this period and for the next period for the project and to ensure the sustainability of our magazine and to ensure funding also for the printing of the magazine, because after the pandemic of the COVID in 2020, we have faced many problems of printing in talking about the printing of the magazine, because the price of the paper has increased after the pandemic, and so this is a very big challenge for us to ensure the durability of our project and to make the next copies in the future. And our objective also to ensure to keep hiring other artists and to let them express themselves and to publish their works in our magazine and to pay them and to ensure the durability of the project. And other challenge is also to expand our activity. The cost of the travel will increase because we are going to reach other areas in Tunisia, because, for example, we want to sell the magazine in South Tunisia, so the price of the driver and all the stuff will be increasing because we are going so far from the capital. So that's also a very big challenge to make the magazine accessible for other children, because we don't want to be located at the capital and so sell the magazine only in the North Tunisia. We want to go to the south, in Sfax, in Tatawin, and why not Bingerdan, South Tunisia. And that's also a very our main challenge for the next years. And we want to keep working, and that's so hard because in Tunisia we have, as I mentioned, the lack of funding for publishing for the industry of publishing. But beside that, we are not going to stop. We are going to continue our adventure, and we love what we do, and we want to keep the magazine sustainable as much as we are alive. That's our main and big challenge for the next years, and that's it.
Great, thank you very much. Also, I recommend you on the KUVRD website. We published very early on in the KUVRD story. There is a guide for funding opportunities where you can find like several websites where there are usually European fundings or different type of grants and stuff. Because I understand that it's hard to become financially sustainable, so you guys need to rely for many years on grants before being able to be financially sustainable. I want to invite you to go to our next session. So our next session is very interesting, especially for you guys. They're all entrepreneurs, because those are spin-off table. I don't know if you've read the booklet, but basically in each of these spin-off table, we have incubators from different countries, and they're also specialized in different areas of the CCI industries. As we see today, CCI is very broad. So it's interesting because you can go, it's a table where basically everyone will have the camera on and the mic on, and you can ask any of your, if you have a specific problem right now with your company or doubt, or you'd like to discuss something, it's the opportunity. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different tables with different incubators. Okay, so I'll invite you to go there. If anyone wants to do a remark or something, please, you can also just turn on your microphone. Feel free. Otherwise, I'll just say a big thank you to everyone.
So I would say thank you also.
I just want to mention one thing.
Everyone.
Yes, please.
If anyone wants to reach out and learn more about our project, I'll leave my email below. And just another thing that I do want to mention is the one question I didn't answer was funding. So KUVRD is actually self-funded. We haven't actually received any funding other than this year we got seed funded in Jordan, and the funding that we are receiving is going towards our Cut 'em by KUVRD training workshops in order to enhance the skills of artisans.
Great. I was wondering, Christian, do you also include some training in your, since you're so much like about tech, do you also think maybe, or maybe in the future, you know, to include some training to share some of this knowledge that you guys have acquired?
Can you just elaborate more on that, maybe?
Yeah, I was just thinking, because you have such a technological, you know, driven company, to share that knowledge that you've accumulated, being an technological entrepreneur in tech, to share that knowledge, you know, with people from Lebanon, from your country.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I actually, part of my background, I spent 5 years teaching in a university in Lebanon at UZEG.
Okay.
Wow.
And I taught digital media. So, and I also work in design operations, which is pretty kind of at the core of what we do. So yeah, would be happy to share that with anyone who might be interested.
Great. Thank you also, Seevana, for adding this information. So everyone, please, else we will see you in the spin-off table. Thank you so much.